Welcome on in. My name is Felicia, as well as Niana, as well as Priestess McCullough. You come on in here because we got a lot to talk about. So, today is a portal day, and on top of that, tomorrow is May 1st. So, this is actually our last day. Tomorrow's our last day of the planetary manifestation part. So we'll be done with the 10th planetary. Then we're going to move into the 11th planetary. Okay. So the 11th planetary is going to be dealing with spectral moon of liberation, dissolve, release, and liberation. By feeling through the void, we learn how to fly. Surrendering with grace brings true power. So this is going to really it's really interesting because today we're dealing with the universal fire. So let's just talk about this one. Where did I put my notes? Here it is. Okay, so we're dealing with universal fire. And I'm trying to just keep my notes just right where I want them. Hold on one second, because if I don't do this, there's going to be an issue. There we go. Okay. So, this is the yellow planetary human, which is today of April 4th, Tuesday the 30th. And so we're dealing with I perfect in order to influence, producing wisdom. I seal the process of free will. This is all about that free will with the planetary tone of manifestation. I am guided by the power of the universal fire. I am galactic activation portal enter me. So the color is yellow. Hello, lovelies. The color is yellow. The planet is Earth. Then we're dealing with the heart chakra and family, which is the core of the family. So, being that this is the last portal for this month, so we're looking at all of its ever presence now that ever exists are happening in this ever present now, which is hyper neutron, subliminal, telepathic. So it's going to be right here at the top of the head. And then there's the consciousness, mental sphere, and then limbic force field. Okay, all in the area. Hi, darling. Hi, darling. Welcome in. So, okay, you guys, I got some stuff to tell you. So today, Flurbird had on Kelly Coffee. And what was so interesting is that me and my friend Deb at the time, hi, lovely, we were always talking about Kelly Coffee and I just thought it was kind of interesting that she was on Flurbirds channel today and they had a meet. So I thought it was really interesting. You know, I was just kind of putzing around getting ready because I had to go make a run down to the botanical and get some things that I needed. And so I love what they were talking about. You have to check it out today. Go take a look. And then subscribe to Kelly Coffee's YouTube page, which is called The God Bubble, which I really like how she does that because she talks about the shielding and she talks about the true creator God. We're not talking about artificial one. We're not talking about the one that you got indoctrinated in to believe in. And that one is not the right one because that's the one the creatures designed for us to follow because they didn't want us to remember who we really are. So If you're coming here in a good way, great. If you're coming here to do anything of lower vibration, that's third dimensional, when we're all moving to the 5 and 6 and 7 dimensional energy, I'm going to let you know what level you're on. Okay? So, pay attention. This is a really good time to listen to the information that was talked about today, which in detail why I'm doing the water codes for today and for the next few days that you want to do the water codes. Because it's all about cleansing out little particulates, little beasties that are roaming around in your body that don't need to really be there. Some are there to help with you, and others are just a little bit too rampant. Okay, so I am more your energetics. I love doing everything on energy, I love doing everything on codes. That's how I work. That is my trick of the trade, and I'm damn good at it. So when you find your passion, you find what you're supposed to be doing, and some of us are thrown into it through an illness, through some kind of trauma, through whatever it takes to kind of shift you out of the paradigm of this matrix, of this world that creates this enslavement upon you. Okay, it kicks you out of that to help you do your soul mission. Okay, so if you were locked into something and you were just going along in your mundane world, being a mundaner, and you were supposed to be already implementing your goals or your mission, your soul mission while you're here, you will be pushed into that through some kind of situation that will get you into that. Okay, so just to let you know, if you're feeling like you're being pushed into that and you're feeling like you have to start doing what your mission is, that's the reason why. So, some of the information that they talked about was kind of made me start thinking about 2012 because there was a lot of things that took place in 2012. And I was just like, okay, I'm in Sedona, I'm at the Tucson, I went to the big gathering, the Star Nation gathering, okay? And when I was there, I was already going through a lot of um, like a lot of emotional healing, releasing. I was stepping into a lot of um, activational things that were happening to me that I was able to do and I didn't understand it. So when I went to this was a huge spiritual gathering. Huge. I mean, it was so huge that when we got together and we did the medicine dance and we were singing, there was this beautiful cloud formation of a dragon in the sky above us. And it was so cool. I was like, wow. So, one of the things I want to tell you is I knew 2012 was the turning point. Okay? I knew that 2012 was the turning point. I knew everything from that point was dissolving. It was already changing because I was seeing stores just start closing randomly and things were just happening and I was like, and then there was just like this energy of, okay, let me do my next part. Okay, I'm going to be involved. I'm going to do my Sundance. That's 4-year commitment. I felt really called to do that in honor of my ancestors and healing that needed to come along with that. So I wanted to dance for the children, dance for those who, because I'm that I don't say cancer survivor, I'm a cancer changer. I healed that cancer. So I wanted to dance for others who were ill with cancer and could spark themselves to start to heal themselves. Um, And then I was dancing for people who were dealing with alcoholism and drug addictions. So that's what my intention was to dance for. I was going to be a service on that level to do the prayers for those who were unable to do it for themselves, to be able to be there, to sweep up the prayers and to deliver them to Source Creator. That's what I was of service of for 4 years. So when I completed that, and then there was a little bit, so I finished that in around 2016. Then there's 2017, then there's 2018, then boom, 2019 comes in. Then boom, 2020 comes in, and all that shenanigans right there. And I started thinking about what they were talking about. And she made this one comment that made me go, oh. So Kelly made the comment, and I thought it was really cool. And this is what I'm just going to kind of ad-lib it. How she worded it was perfect. I want you guys to watch Fleur's, her video that she posted for today. She said that the firmament or the dome, okay, that we know that's up there, okay, it came down a little lower, but in 2012, it literally, the domes started thinning out and came down. And she said, this is why people are able to see the 3 suns or 4 suns or something different with the moon, or we're seeing different things. And then I started thinking about it, and I said, well, then that would explain when we're having all the CMEs from the sun and all the different type of radiation flashes coming from the sun, and then we have those auroras coming through, those auras, the way they come through our atmosphere, why we're seeing such the vivid colors of these greens and these blues and these purples, and some are seeing orangey colors. I remember when it was around that time, the 2012, that had to have been the time when when I saw all of those, probably around, maybe it had to be, if it wasn't 2012, it was 2016, right in there. I got to go back and look at my pictures. When the sky went pink and the clouds were pink, and it was all of these clouds coming down over the Sacramento area, and I'll never forget it because we had just went to Mount Shasta and we're coming down. But here's the thing, me and my other 2 friends were all having different experiences, like on different timelines. Like on the timeline when I got to my apartment, I was seeing all the pink clouds and seeing all the stuff come down, and I was like, wow, what is all this? And I remember taking pictures of it because it was coming down. And I was like, God, this is so bright pink. And there's sometimes when you see something, it kind of, your mind should say, get your ass in the house, But no, I was like, taking pictures. So I said, okay, this is weird. Just came down from Mount Shasta. I'm used to having weird things happen. So I'll come down. So I go up the stairs. I go into my apartment, and I kid you not, I'm standing in the living room. I got putting down my travel stuff. Put my drum down. I'm standing over, and I'm looking at the door, and I see the door lighting up with all this pink light, and I said, what the hell is that? And it literally was coming up the stairs, and everybody was kind of coming out of their apartments looking, saying, what the hell is this, this pink light. And it was like, you know what it was like, you guys? I'm going to tell you, it was like a plasmic cloud that came down, and it was all charged up, and it was just drifting down, imprinting on everything. So I open the door and I'm looking, and it's all on the stairs. This light is everywhere. People are out in the parking lot taking pictures of it. And it was just the weirdest thing. So I get on the phone and I said, "Hey, you guys, are you guys home yet?" They said, "Well, I just got home, but when I got home, there's like dark clouds over me, and it's lightning and thundering, and it's hailing." I go, "What?" I said, "They said, do you have any rain over there? Is it hailing over there?" I said, "Hell no, I got pink clouds. I got pinkness coming down." And they said, "Well, no." And I check in with my other friends. She said, "No, I got rain and I got hail over here, and it's raining and hailing." And I'm like, "What? What do you mean it's raining and hail?" So now I remember now what Fleur had taught about when all of a sudden the weather changes really quick and it starts hailing like crazy. That means a mothership is coming in, a starship's coming in. And I never would have really believed that until I started paying attention and looking at what would happen. And then I said, "Oh shit, that's really what it is." And then I pay attention to what I'm hearing. And I would pay attention to all of a sudden these jets coming out of nowhere. And I'm like, "Oh, we got family stopping in. Oh well, let me set out the silverware and call it a day. Let's get ready. Family's in the house." So now I know what it is. So she really made the statement saying those veils that were up there thinned out and came down. And that's why we're seeing a lot of stuff. And I said, "Well, wait a minute. That would make a lot of sense. Why we're upgrading so fast." Because as long as all of that was up there, certain star beings can't come through it because of the toxicity of whatever they put up there. So now, if you piece it all together, I'm just saying hypothetically, I'm just saying, science and what the creatures of science might be doing. But think about it. Just think about it. That would really explain why they are spraying like crazy, because it ain't up there like it used to be. That dome cover is not heavy. I'm saying we have one that's still there, but the major ones are down. We still have a arch of plasmic membrane that allows those to come through that match that frequency. Which brings me to April 8th. Okay, now piece it together. Think about it. Just think about it. Think about, usually, I thought it was kind of weird when I was taking pictures. I was seeing like a crescent thing on the opposite side. And I was like, well, wait a minute. I should be seeing that on this side of the moon right here. I should be seeing that. But I'm not seeing that. So I want all of you to just piece it together. If you were out, I want you to think about where you were, when you looked up, how you felt, what has happened since that time. I've been fine. I've been upgrading and weird dreams. But okay, if you're in here doing that, I need you to go do research, honey, because there was no J at the time when Jesus was around. So we go with the Y word. The true Jesus had a Y in it. Okay, and that's all I'm going to say about that, because you could be sitting in an office, and I'm going to call this out. You could just be sitting in an office with a whole bunch of other 3-letter creatures that are trying to cause trouble on other people's platform. And thank you, that's the correct spelling. And stir up stuff. We're not here doing that, okay? I'm in here getting people to think about things. So please be respectful, okay? So put the pieces together. I want you to, okay, thank you. I appreciate that. I respect that. Um, I want you to think about it. What's going on in your body right now? Okay. What have you experienced? How does time feel to you right now? Okay. I want you to really think about that. Think about it. Because it makes a lot of sense on why we're seeing what we're seeing, feeling what we're feeling, because a lot of the shifting has taken place. But, let's not get it twisted. Now we know that the creatures were messing around with CERN and was able to punch a hole in there. That's why they waited and was doing it at that time, because there was a lot of things transpiring in the sky coming past. Okay, keep that in mind. Things were moving through that they did not want us to see, and they didn't want people to take pictures. Why would that be? But yet and still you say you don't want us to take pictures, but you're going to show it on TV. Is that really what you were showing on TV? Or were we seeing something that was older? Because remember, we can't put anything past them. Nothing's off the table. Okay? And the reason why I say this is because as we keep getting higher into our Christ consciousness of the crystals, of the crystalline of our being, we see things differently. We feel things differently. And there's the understanding of word trickery that we have to undo ourselves from. And this was so hard for me. And I know it was hard for a lot of other people because I was going through, what do you mean? I say God all the time. I say Jesus all the time. But you got to remember, we are in an inverted timeline that is going away. So whatever we were indoctrinated into to believe, to have fear over, or however we were walking in it, the truth of that is going to start coming up. Okay? So when you see the creatures, how they twist everything, they turn everything, they flip everything, it really for a lot of people, I understand what they're getting ready to do. Okay, here's the next part. I've been sitting down analyzing things all day today. And because, you want to know how I was analyzing it? Because I got lost going where I was going. So things were going through my mind. So, okay, now think about this. Okay? Now, okay, pay attention to this. Now, the creatures are putting things out there saying, oh, well, if you see faces that look demonic, you have that demonic syndrome. And that's what you have. That's what's causing you to see that. Okay? Keep that in mind. So they're putting it out there. They're threading it out there. And then I started thinking about this. There's all this stuff going on. It's a little bit at a time. But I was watching a program yesterday and I saw something that they were doing. And I said out loud, I said, I see what you're doing. I see how you guys are going to do this. And I'm going to make sure I let everybody in the Be So Light group know what you're doing so they can get the word out also. So they're doing this thing now where they're going to challenge you with your mental. Okay, all light workers, all of you gifted, beautiful seers, all of you warriors out there, druids, all of you ancient ones that are walking in the flesh, that are carrying on the medicine of your ancestryhood that runs through your blood, your birthright. So now what they're doing, they are going to be watching how many people start having like mental clarity or you're seeing things. Because now it's going to be how can we put people back into the system and put them to sleep? We can't have everybody waking up. If everybody wakes up, we won't have anybody to manipulate or control. That's their greatest fear, losing control. Well, it's already gone. If you're on here, you're a part of that light team that you're waking up. So it's already gone. Okay? So pay attention that how they're going to be doing this. They're going to try to start flipping people into mental stuff. Like, oh, well, maybe you need to have time off, or maybe you need to have a mental clarity day. Maybe you need to see someone. Let me tell you something. How this runs from a nursing point of view, retired nurse. Okay? As soon as they have to give you I'm not a doctor, okay, I'm not prescribing, but as soon as they have to give you any kind of psychotropic medications that goes on your file, that already says that you have something mental going on. Okay, I'm letting you all know that because that's what's coming down the pike. Because they can't keep a lid on everything that's going on. They can't keep up with everything. And people are going to be able to start now telling the difference between the false energy and the true divine energy. Okay? The false energy is going to keep making you question everything. The divine energy is going to come in and give it to you just the way you need to see it. And it's going to say, this is it. And you're going to know. Okay? So, pay attention to how they're going to be doing this. I kept saying, they're really pressing that. They really are. And other things too. If you work on your platforms, your Facebook, your Instagrams, all these platforms where we all come in and we do our things and you're light working, you're doing your part. And if you get someone that comes into your group and is all of a sudden saying things that doesn't fit what you're talking about and they're trying to get your attention, just know that there is a room that the 3 letters sit in, and they literally sit there and type in stuff on people just to keep agitation, division, hatred, all kind of stuff going. Just to let you know. A lot of times it's not just someone that's an NPC or a bot doing it. A lot of the bots have to be told what to do. So it's coming from somebody of a low vibration. So just know that. I haven't taken depression pills. See the doctor. Yes, I see. I have schizophrenia. Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. I was thinking about accepting my doctor's offer. No! No. Okay? Let me tell you something. Everyone has free will, and that's what today is. That's why we're talking about this. Today is about free will. Today is that fire universal energy. Fire is what? Is a spirit. It's an energy. It moves. Now, I told you my story of how depressed I was over a stupid thing like chemistry. Because that was going to be my ticket to go get my RN bachelor's degree and get up there and live that life, the 9 to 5 or 12 hours or whatever the hell I was going to think I was going to be doing. And my counselor was going to think about putting me on meds. And I had that divine interventional dream that came in and changed it, changed my energy and everything. So that went out the window. A lot of times when we talk about being unhappy, being sad and depressed, you have to look at family history. You have to look at, is it your energy that you're carrying that's the depression, or is it somebody else's? And when did it start? When did it all start? Because if you really look at these last 4 years, a lot of us have been going through that crap. That's why we're going through the upgrades, to get us out of the sleep. So these planets, and when I think it's going to be Capricorn being revisited by Pluto again, now we got to review 15 years or 12 years ago. Stuff from the past is going to come up if you're not already seeing it. And when stuff from the past comes up, you have to be willing enough to look at it and say, okay, you're back here now. What is it that I didn't learn the first time when you showed up and I didn't get it? What do I need to know now? Can I honestly look at this and say, I closed the door to this? I'm done with this. I'm done with this timeline. We have to complete the timelines now. We have to clear those energies. And if you're not going to look at it for what it is and you sedate it, it's still there. This is where we get alcoholism. This is where we get drug addiction from. When there's an issue going on and one is not ready to go in and do the healing, this is where we sedate ourselves so we don't have to feel the pain or have to go in and deal with it. It just puts it on the back burner. It just pushes pause. But the situation or whatever the energy is still sitting there until you say, okay, I'm going to heal this. It's just like my abuela. When Papa passed away, my spirit dad passed away suddenly. And when she was taken to the hospital and everything that was happening, they were going there to go do the funeral for his father. They get out of the car and Papa just drops of a heart attack right there. Her world went like that. So when she's in the hospital and she's sitting there, she's in shock because they were going to a funeral to go bury his father, and now she's dealing with the death of her own husband. That's like trauma right there. And they were going to put her on pills. She's a medicine grandma. She says, no, I have to go through this. I have to heal from this. I don't want to put it on pause. I need to move through this. And moving through this is the medicine and this is the healing. I'm going to have to let go. And if I get on pills, it's delaying me. I have to be there for my people. So, in everything that's going on, I graduated high school, but it took a big hit once I turned 30 and 31 soon. Okay, I'm going to tell you something. Your 30s are like the trials. Your 30s are like, it's pushing your nerves. It's like, oh God, what do I want to do? But here's the thing, because we're in newer energy, you can actually calibrate yourself enough to where you can actually be true. And I'm going to say this to each and every one of you. The more honest you are with yourself, the better off you are. Let me say that again. The more honest you are with yourself and tell yourself the truth and speak it the way it needs to be said to yourself, the better off you are. The more harmonious that you'll be. Because if you are lying to yourself, making up the story, and you're still carrying it, and you're not healing it, you're not getting in there to get rid of that pain. It's still there. And it's just festering. So what'll happen? What's going to happen? Your body's going to say, I can't hold on to this anymore. Okay, so now I'm going to become a dis-ease in the body. Then you're going to have to deal with that. Already been there, done that. That's why I can stand here and talk to you about these things, because I've already did that. I want to save you the time and the pain of going that route that I went. It wasn't a good route. It was a painful route. Okay? So think about it. What are you really depressed about? What's making you feel depressed? What do you need to change in your setting, in your home, around you? When did it come in? I always take people back to the root cause. When did it come in? When did it start? That's the number one thing every person has to look at. When did this start? What was going on? What was said? What did you see? What did you feel? And is this a seasonal depression? Do you go through this every time around this time of the year? Is it a cycle? Because my depression, until I found out what it was around a certain time of the year. And thank you so much, Creator, for giving me Spiral Light, because this is how Spiral Light was born. And the friend at the time, the sister friend at the time that was in my life, was the one that was the ammunition, the bullet that activated all of this because of what she did to me. And I was so distraught. I was so depressed. I was so depressed about what the hell is my life. Sometimes your life comes to a screaming halt because it's a time to review and it's a time for you to take that leap. And the universe is saying, we need you to take that leap. We need you to take that chance. And as soon as you go the other way and you do something else, the universe is going to say, we need you to take that chance. Come on. And then something happens to bring you right back to it. And man, getting hit with that energy that I got hit with in the living room, I'll never forget it. And then boom, Spiral Light was born. That was like the huge shift, wake-up call. My life changed like that. And I was like, wow, thought Sundance was something, but this gave a whole new meaning. What the heck? So you have to ask yourself, what is causing it? What's causing it? And this doesn't mean not to go talk to someone, not to go sit with an elder, not to go sit with a medicine person, not to go sit with someone so that you can just talk. A lot of times right now, people just want to talk. They just want to be listened to. They just want to get stuff off their chest. They just want to express themselves. They don't want to stuff it all down anymore. They just want to talk. I just want to talk. But I don't want to be judged. I don't want to be judged on what I have to say. I want to feel free to say what I want to say. Kind of like a couple of days ago or last week sometime when I had that boom, I just said whatever the hell I wanted to say and I said it, and then I came back and said, you don't know how long I've been wanting to say that. And it felt so good to just say it and get it off my chest. Did the world come to an end when I said it? Hell no. Did anybody get crazy with me and write no? Not one person. Because I make it a point when I come on, speak my truth. And I stand in it. I stand in it. And I mean what I say. And if I got to make something or clear something up, I don't have a problem with coming on saying, hey, you know what? I apologize. I apologize for being late, or I apologize for not being able to come on the other day. But I stand in it. And I represent that for myself. I have to. Because if I can stand in my truth of myself, I help others to do that. I help others to heal themselves and love themselves. You gotta love yourself now more than ever. You gotta think you're worthy more than ever. You gotta know that you're deserving more than ever. And you gotta know that you are not alone more than ever. More than ever. And this is where the trickery comes in. Because we're so inundated with the negative stuff. We're so inundated in that. Okay. I want you to really, really, and that goes for everyone, a lot of things that you're feeling is a lot of energy that you're not used to. And then there's a lot of frequencies in the atmosphere, in the air around you, of other people's thought process, other people's emotions. We got other spirits walking through here that left the earth plane too soon, don't know that they're gone, and there's sadness. We got families missing other families, missing children's and sadness, illnesses. We got a lot of emotional stuff that is permeating the whole atmosphere of things, which is why more than ever, you have to really stay in your bubble of light and be in that divinity of yourself and keep that frequency up. Because as you keep that frequency up, you don't feel that. You won't dip down into it and stay there. And as a matter of fact, if something comes your way, you're able to go, I don't consent to this. Not mine to carry. It becomes a game. And really, when you look at everything down here, it is a big ass game. Who can we take out? Who can we feed off of today? Who's got some holes in their auric field that we can just jump into? That's what it becomes. It really does. And this is why I keep telling everyone, you gotta shield up. When you're feeling low and you're feeling, that's the time you need to be taking your medicine bath. That's the time you smudge. That's the time you spritz. That's the time you go take your shoes off and put your feet on the earth. And you just say, Mother, I need you to just take this, whatever it is, it's not mine. Take this from me. Let the standing ones, they're standing there for a reason, which are the tree spirits. Let them take that. Let them gather that from you. Give it away. What happens, we get so caught in holding on to it. Which brings me to what after tomorrow of May 1st, because today is this last portal. So this portal is all about the fire. It's all about looking at your wisdom, respect the free will of all beings, and to be that into itself, the whole soul. The function is wisdom, the action is the influence, and the power is the free will. I'm perfect with the purpose of influencing, producing wisdom. I seal it with the free will. I move into that new earth energy. It says earth, but I put new in front of it because we have to really be clear and state it as so, because the more you say, I am tapping into the new earth dimensional timeline, the positive timeline, the more you get shifted out of the third, and it's not going to feel good. It's going to feel catawampic. It's going to feel unsure. But here's the thing. You got to get used to it, because when you make that final shift over onto the other end, you're going to be like, oh, wow, this is so much easier, so much nicer. It's the letting go of the old belief system and that energy where you got to let go of that. And it's retraining your mind of something higher and new, and not this old system that we were all born into and indoctrinated into to believe. And this is where a lot of stuff, this summer, we're going to see people mentally pop, because the more the band-aids come off and truth comes up, the more people have to sit back and say, I don't know what I know anymore. I don't know what I believe in anymore. I don't know. I went through it. I was like, shit, what the hell? Who the hell have I been praying to then? And then that, when I sat with that, and then I had to look at a lot of things, I was like, oh my God. They really had a good time down here. These creatures that walk amongst us, that envy us, all because we have free will. They envy us because we are divine sovereign beings. And they want so much to take that away from us. And they have done a very good job of doing that. Got us believing in so many different things, in so many different directions. We don't know if we're coming or going. We don't even know what the real flipping year is. We're just going by what we're told. But what if I was to tell you, their whole thing has always been stealing our time? Because they say it right there in the movie, Ascending Jupiter, or Jupiter Ascending. She says it right there. The number one commodity is having more time. That's the number one thing they want, more time. What do you see them fighting for? More time. It's time's out. They can't get no more. It's flipping as we speak, as we sit here, as we think. We're all changing. And I've been saying since last year, what you used to do is not going to fit in the new. How you used to function is not going to fit in the new. You have to do things differently. You have to allow yourself to level up. That's all there is to it in a nutshell. And that's where the struggle is. That's where it is. It's easier. How did my brothers used to say this to me? Oh, yes, Aida. Felicia, it's easy for people to stay in warm shit because they know that it's shit and it's warm and it's the same old shit. It's easier for them to stay in that than to get out of it. That's what she used to say. She was a brother that you didn't mess with. She'd look at you and she'd be like, she'd just go into that look and that'd be it. So, I want you to get your water ready. And I want each and every one of you to just sit with that thought. Go back to 2012. Where were you in 2012? What do you remember happening around that time? And then work your way back to this time. And then see if you can pick out if you're in a cycle that's repeating the same emotion, the same type of person that you were hanging out with. They look different, but it's the same energy. And you're looking at it saying, wait a minute, I think I got to get rid of this. Because this gives you the opportunity. So make sure you have your glass of water, because I'm going to load you up. You might want to have 2 glasses of water. Because I'm going to load you up. Yeah, get 2 glasses of water. Get 2 glasses. And 1 glass is going to be the upgrade, and the other glass is going to be the detoxing. And this is all energy detoxing. Some of you might experience you got to go to the bathroom right away. So make sure wherever you are right now that you can go do that. Okay? If not, just write it down. Put it on a glass. It has to be glass. It can't be plastic. Can't be a stainless steel. This is how spiral works. It has to be on a glass. And use a blue or a black Sharpie are the best results. Okay? It has to be a Sharpie. Don't you be trying to write this with a pencil or some kind of doodad. That's not going to work. Sharpie. All right. So, the first one, I'm going to activate the codes in your body. So, if you are unable to drink the water at this moment, when I do this, you can wait and then put the codes on the water, because the codes will be in you, okay? To buy you some time until you get to where you got to be. Okay, so everyone make sure you got your water. Speaking of water. Okay. Are you ready? So, this is going to be energetically getting rid of energy like parasites. Okay? And neutralizing different things in the stuff that we breathe. Okay? And getting rid of those heavy, yeah. All right. So it's going to be super loaded. Are you ready? Because once I get the numbers going, I'm loading it up. If you're not ready, sign off. Let's say it. Are you ready? I like it how I'm getting ready to do it. People that already left. I'll do it later. Okay. This is for parasitical. And this is for etheric attachments and things within. Okay. 33, 37, 899. Okay. When you hear me say the number 33 and I pause, that's because there's a space right there. 37, pause, 899. Okay. 33, 37, 899. Okay, activate that transmission. Okay, here's a very long one. 42, 615, 725, 988, 98897, 45625. Okay, breathe, inhale, exhale that out. Going to do that one again because it's a long code. 42, 615, 725, 98897, 45625. Breathe that in. Activate transmission. Okay, here's another one. And I'm going to save the really long code last. We're going to do that one after I do this other one. Okay, this one's for the air. 56, 892, 484, 7576. Activate transmission. That number again is 56, 892, 484, 7576. Activate transmission. You are going to feel this working in your body. Why? Because that's what Spiral Light does. Okay. Breathe. Give yourself permission to start releasing what is not divine within your body. Boom. Okay, this is another one that helps with negative emotions. Okay, take a deep breath. Breathe in, breathe out. 45, 892, 456, 7478, 69925. Activate transmission. 45, 892, 456, 7478, 69925. Activate transmission. Okay, last one. And then I'll give you the one for the second glass. Okay. Here we go. This is a really long code. 1986, 451, 52, 99, 767, 13, 18, 045, 1256, 903. Activate transmission. that code again. 1986 451 52 99 767 1318 045 1256 903. Breathe that in. Okay, your second glass of water will have this in it, and you'll like this one. The first glass is all about cleansing energetically. That's what you're doing. Now we're going to have the upgrades, because when you take something away, you got to put something in its place. So as you cleanse, you're going to release that, and then you're putting some goodness in. You're just going to upgrade your whole circuit system. Okay? 11, 111. 11, 11. 11, 11, 1. 11, 11. 111. 11. There you go. That goes for that second glass of water. Okay, breathe that in, activate that transmission. Okay, those are your activation codes. If you allow yourself to do them, I hope you do, you will get a lot out of it. It'll be subtle, but one of them's going to hit really fast because it's going to go into the body and just start shifting out. Now you can drink your water all the way down for that detox one and get it halfway and fill it back up, and it'll recalibrate itself right there, and then drink another glass. Try to do 2 glasses of the detox one, and then you can just do the 1 glass of the upgrade one. Unless you want to do 2 glasses of that one, you could do that too. You can have 2 and 2. Okay, so tomorrow is May 1st. Where's the time going? We just got into April. Now all of a sudden it's gone. Oh, geez whiz. Okay, but tomorrow is going to be all about the heart chakra, because we're guided by space. And then we step into the new galactic calendar space. And this is going to be the spectrum moon number 11 of liberation. Liberation. Dissolve, release, liberation. So that's going to carry us from May 2nd through May 29th. And the totem for this one is the serpent. Okay. So in closing, I want to talk about what I was doing this morning. And I got up, and I always keep my journals next to my beds and pens everywhere. I just do it. I just go with it now. I just do it. I just do it. So I get up, and I was digging around, and I was saying, well, what's the difference with the Amen word and Ashe? Okay, let's look at these words. How do they flip the energy? One has pure light behind it, and the other one, it goes to 3 other beings. I don't understand that. How is that possible? Amen. Amen. Okay, so last time I talked about this, like last year, I got a couple of people that were really upset with me because I was talking about it. But you have to understand, I'm questioning everything right now because I want to know what the freaking truth is. What else did you lie about? What have you been lying to us? Everything's been a lie. So now I got to dissect. I'm doing an autopsy on looking directly at the truth. And I've come to the conclusion. So as I dig around, and the one person who says it best is Billy Carson, because he just knows his stuff, because he's one of those type that digs in there. He's not even a part of this planet if you haven't recognized that. He's just here doing his part. Okay? So when I finally dig through and I look at it and I said, that's right. Okay, so it goes to these beings, these three beings, when you say that word, amen. It goes to them. It doesn't go to creator. That's the problem. Okay? When you say Ashe, it's a direct alignment. You can even feel the difference. One literally goes like this, and this one goes like this. Try it. Say Amen. Feel how it moves you like this. Then say Ashe. Feel how it goes like this. Proof is in the pudding. You can feel it. Can you not feel that? Amen. Ashe. You can feel that. That's the difference. With Ashe, it's a universal power word. It comes of light. Universal. It's giving that expression and sending out that light of creation, or whatever it is that you're creating. When you say Ashe behind whatever it is, whatever prayer you're saying Ashe behind it. It's going to go to the divine alignment. It's not going to go like this. Feel the difference when you say it. Now, some people are going to get kind of twisted in their cells, and that's okay, because you know what? I did the same thing. I did the same thing. But the band-aids are coming off now. And if we really want to know truth, we got to be strong enough, have the wisdom enough to be able to sit in it and know it. And know that the trickery is over. And this is where it's gonna hurt. This is where you're gonna cry. This is when you're gonna get pissed off. This is when you're gonna say, what the hell's the truth? And when you're saying that, you're definitely waking up, because you no longer want to be tricked. You no longer want to be lied to. Now, don't get me wrong. There's some people who don't want to know the truth. They like being their mundane self. They want to be mundane. Let them be mundane. What do you want to be? You don't need to follow that. So, our Christ consciousness, our Christos crystalline is here. Period. It's here. And we have free will to embrace it or not. It's all up to you. You can choose to just stay in 3 if you want to. Nothing wrong with that. Go to Target, go to your Walmarts, go to all those places and do all that stuff. Or you can just go ahead and go to the hierarchy and create how you really want to be living. I am seeing things. Today I saw something. I had to keep my hands on the wheel on the freeway when I saw it. So, remember how I said things are changing. We got a lot of active portals going on. You're going to see things that you're not used to seeing, okay? Just pay attention. You're going to see things that you're not used to seeing because you're coming online. And when you speak into your divinity and ask for your activation of your 24 strands and to remove those seals that were put on there by the creatures that compromised your DNA and now you're not consenting to that and you ask for it, takes you up that much higher. But you got to be ready for that. That's why I do these codes with you. I'm doing exactly what I'm told to do. I follow the divine creator. I do that. I'm going to close out with this because I was shocked what I saw, but I had to keep driving and not lose control of the car. So I'm driving, heading in on Reno, direction going to Reno. So I'm coming past Elk Grove. I'm coming down the freeway. Okay. And it's getting ready to go into that split where I want to say Madison or Sunrise comes right there, and then it becomes a long stretch until I have to go in the opposite direction, like I'm going to go to Reading. Okay, so I'm driving. I'm just, listening to my thing. I'm driving, and the cars are kind of driving slow, and they're kind of doing their thing, and I'm like, what the hell is going on with everybody? Why it go so slow? And there's one van in front of me. I can't really see around it. And I'm like, so finally it speeds up. I see it speed up a little bit. And I swear, this is what I see. My mind had to tell me what I saw. I see a brown shoe, like a boot, like a hiking boot that you would wear when you go hiking, with a piece of leg in it. Up to like the ankle, I saw red. And then I saw the other shoe. Both shoes were in this direction, facing this direction in the lane. But the other shoe was empty. It didn't have anything in it. The other one had something in it. There was no body anywhere to see. Just the evidence of that. So my mind first says, oh, maybe somebody dropped the shoes. No, because the shoes, one shoe would have been this way and another shoe would have been this way. Both shoes were in this direction, which had to mean somebody was time jumping, jumped through something, and got physically hit and then vanished, and all that was left with the shoes in this direction. Because if it would have just fell off the back of a truck or something, one shoe would have been this way, one shoe would have been further in another lane, but they were both in the same lane, and they were just like this. And I was like, and when I passed through it, I felt it. I said, someone came down. They saw they were on the freeway. They got hit, and that part got hit, and there's no body. I said, oh, God, are we going to have to start seeing stuff like this? Because what? So I just kept driving, and I kept trying to talk it over in my mind, and I kept trying to, okay, let me see if I can play with the physics of it. Okay, shoe comes off back of a truck, or maybe someone threw it out of a car. Nope. No way. It could have happened like that. Not if you have both shoes facing the same direction like this. And they weren't that far apart. So take it for what it is. I saw it when I first saw it. I thought I was going to throw up because what I saw, because I saw the red stuff, and I was like, but it wasn't around the shoe. It was just like part of it was left in the shoe. And the other one didn't have anything in it. And I was like, oh my God. So when I saw it, I'm thinking, oh God, where's the body? Did the van hit the person or nobody? No, nothing there. Nothing. So depending on what timeline that was and what happened, I don't know. But I share this with you because you got to remember freeways are what? Things take place, you don't see it, boom, you'd be wondering what the hell was that, and okay, wonder what kind of shit. It looked like, you know, those brown, not, it wasn't a steel toe shoe, it looked like a young boy's shoe, maybe 17, 16, maybe around there, but it looks like those kind of like simple leather shoes that you would put on with a nice little hiking heel on it, like you're gonna go hiking, but it's not a steel toe or anything. Those were the kind of shoes, but it was in the same direction like this, and one had something in it and the other one didn't. So, but there was no body. There was nothing around. There was no blood. And that's why I said if it would have fell off the back of a truck or something, it would have went into a different direction. Because you got to think physics, movement, hit the ground, boom, 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 bouncing. This was like someone came down, oh shit, boom, and that was just what was left right there. Just right there. Yeah, trying to figure that one out. I wasn't too happy about it. Nope. I was like, oh my God. So, like I said, nothing is off the table now. Everything's on the table. Get to see it all. So, just letting you know, please, if you experience anything weird like that, just know that I shared this. Just be aware, especially if you're a late night driver. That's when a lot of these portal energies open up, late at night. Comings and the goings. Okay? Times we live in. All right. I'm going to go ahead and close this out. I hope that all of you enjoy your frequencies, your codes. I'm going to go take care of myself. And just kind of be. And I'm going to actually try to not figure that out anymore. I mean, I already asked some questions. I was like, what happened? So, but anyway, I just want to share that. Okay, I really do. And Pearly Falcons, Tsunami, thank you. Thank you for being here today. All right, everyone, say it with me. I am divinely awake. I am divinely aligned. I am divinely seen. I am divinely heard. I am divinely loved. Be soul light. Stay in your light. Love yourself. You are worthy. You are loved. You are not alone. Okay? Love yourself. You are worth it. You are deserving. You have to give yourself this. It's the undoing of all the negative stuff that we have all been indoctrinated into. You have to give it to yourself now. You are loved. You are deserving. You are worthy. You are a divine being. You have a purpose. You have a mission. You can do this. Give yourself permission to 100% step into yourself. Give yourself permission. And with that being said, Ashe, Ashe,